Hi, I'm Vaughn Daly. It's a 10th of April, 2024, and I haven't posted for a while because I'm pretty inundated with Kim's campaign for House District 88. We've had a lot of things to put up, signs and meetings and all kinds of things that attribute to not having very much time. But I want to mention a little bit about our last weekend. We spent Friday, Saturday, and Sunday a lot of that time with David Clements and Mark Cook, two great people. David Clements made the movie Let My People Go, and Mark Cook is just an incredible IT guy and is full of knowledge, and they're both educating people on election integrity. So if you haven't watched Let My People Go, I highly recommend it. It can be watched for free on Rumble. And so that brings me to where we are today as Christians. As Christians, I've seen the persecution beginning. I've heard the statement out of some of the highest leaders in this country that we are domestic terrorists, that we are the reason for all the problems in America. I've seen a pastor lose his job because he preached out of the Bible, and the Bible is considered hate speech by the American Real Estate Agency or whatever they're called. Pretty crazy. And just recently, there were 4 people arrested, convicted, and put into prison for 11 years in Tennessee. You want to know why? Because they were praying outside of an abortion clinic. Now, if you're like me, you think, wow, they're praying outside an abortion clinic. What else did they do? What did they do to be thrown into prison for 11 years? Yeah, we probably should look at it. And you should feel like, why do we let that happen? So it brings me to, we're at a time in history where we have to stand together. There's no longer this lone wolf to go out and do things. That doesn't work. We're against a regime that has been operating for a long time, and they have an agenda. And if we're going to stand up and say no, we have to stand up and say no for the right reasons, and we have to stand up and say no together. We have to lock arms and honor the Lord in everything we do, but no longer are we going to bend over backwards to allow people to run over us, to do what is wrong. And if you wonder what's wrong, I'm talking about the transgender movement of our children and confusing them about whether a boy or a girl. I'm talking about them being educated to hate their parents and to hate their country. I'm talking about the unconstitutional mandates, and the regime thinks they have control of us. I'm talking about not paying attention to the Constitution the way our forefathers wrote it. I'm talking about the Declaration of Independence, that all men were created equal, and we have unalienable rights given to us by our Creator. That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about when we, pledge allegiance to the flag, when we talk with liberty and justice to all. Do you know what that means? That we pledge allegiance to the flag and the republic, which this stands, right? The republic, it's the rule of law. It's not democracy. You're hearing democracy over and over and over. Democracy is mob rule. republic is ruled by law. If it's against the law, you can't do it. In a democracy, whatever the mob wants, they get, right? So what I really want to reiterate today, as Christians, in Ephesians 6:20, it says stand firm, and then stand firm some more. That means stand firm in the truth. And remember, our enemy is not flesh and blood. It talks about that in Ephesians 6:12. Our enemy is not flesh and blood. Pray for the people and then move them aside, and our enemy, the spiritual realm, is behind them. That's what we're fighting against. This is a spiritual battle, and we have to fight it in spiritual ways. That means prayer and standing together. And prayer, for two or more pray, much more powerful, right? Okay, that's what I want to talk about today. May you always walk in the truth.